Hey guys, looks like it's time for me to clean my rifle. It's the Sport 2 M&P by Smith & Wesson. I'm getting it ready for my defensive AR class this weekend at Guns and Gear, and I've shot so many rounds in this gun, and I noticed during the last time I was in the range it was jamming a lot, and I think it needs cleaning. And so here I am taking some time off just to spend time cleaning my gun. The gun of choice that I have, the reason why I have the M&P AR15, I just wanted something to play around, to train. It's light enough for me. There's no bells and whistles. It only has a red dot. It's a 6-hour hollow sun. It really depends on your purpose, and my purpose is just to train with it, and also being able to use it as a home defense rifle. This is a good primary weapon that I use. Of course, I have my Glock 19 as my secondary pistol, my backup. Well, I just have a simple sling from Viking.com. I love it. It is perfect for me. This is a kind of rifle that if I let it hang in my neck, it's not actually gonna break me. It's only 4 pounds and some change, just under 5 pounds. I don't have any bells and whistles in it. The more naked my rifle is, the better it is for me to use. And if it's light, that means I will enjoy using it. And if it's light enough for me, it becomes enjoyable, because the heavier the gun, the less you will most likely use it, because it becomes a chore when it's heavy, and you're not going to enjoy it, because eventually you're going to, hurt your neck. From being a guard in the past, the rifle that I used was quite heavy, and it started being difficult to use it, and it takes the joy out of doing your quals with it, because it's really heavy. So anyway, we're here right now. I chose this room. This is actually a semi separate room. It's actually our dining table, which we hardly ever use. I make sure that I'm away from everybody. If you can hear noises in the background, I'm actually just behind the kitchen and the living room where everybody is. So you would have to forgive the background noise. But anyway, you still have to make sure you do your security, your security, meaning you have to make sure that you don't forget your gun safety, rather. Still pointing it in the right direction, making sure that it's safe, there's no magazine, and then the slide is open, and you can see that there's no bullet inside. So anywhere you go, you still have to keep within you the gun safety rules. If you're around weapons, around guns, anything that works with a bullet, you have to still, ingrain that gun safety rule. I mean, I teach that to my children, so I have to walk the talk. So I'm cleaning my weapon right now, so I'll make sure it's pointed in the right direction. There's no ammo around me. I have my cleaning agents here. Like I said, I don't care for bells and whistles. I want to be able to enjoy my sport. I always share to you guys where I can find, cheaper rash guard from Walmart.com, cheaper dancing shoes that are inexpensive, because I do have a lot of hobbies and passions, and if I always buy the top of the line, I'm not able to afford all of them. So I pick all the materials that I'm using, because I have used it for quite a while and they work. So I'm using right now Seal 1. It's a complete gun care. I don't know if this works for everyone, but this works for me. I love it. And my cleaning snakes, it really depends on the size of the barrel. So these cleaning things, you put this through the barrel and it cleans out the gunk in your barrel. So make sure that you lubricate enough, and don't overdo it too, because everything in excess is not really very good, especially for for guns. You don't want them too dry and then too oily. So I also have these, it's called outers. It's just something I thought that I might need. I do have several rifles that can be used with these things depending on the size of the barrel. Like I have a 6.5 Creedmoor for my hunting. I do have my double side-by-side shotgun that I use to clean with these. I also have a 22 to plink around to hunt smaller animals. So anyway, right now it's all about the AR-15. The AR-15 to me, I can shoot all day because it's so very light. When I used to work in the gun store rather, I would see a lot of guys that bring their wives with them, and you know, some of them just rely on their spouses to take care of the home. And I always chat with them and say, what if your husband's gone? What now? Do you know how to work your husband's firearm? And they say, not really. So, well, if your spouse is gone, the spouse need to know where the service weapon is. One is for safety, to make sure that it's away from the children's reach. My kids, for that matter, they know. They also take gun classes. They're aware of the guns. They shoot. They're pretty good shots, and they are very aware not what to do. They know their gun safety. We have a safe. All their guns are tucked away. The side arm that I have within my reach, whatever room I'm in, I have a passcode that only I know. So those are the important things that you need to know, and hopefully you don't depend on your spouse. That's the bottom line, because most of the time you're left alone with your kids at home, and you should be able to learn how to defend your home. If you're not comfortable with a firearm, I'm sure there are other means of protecting your home. Just being aware of the security, keeping your house secured, knowing how to get help, all those other things. But that's a different conversation. Right now it's all about this firearm. I know there are other women out there who love to shoot, and gosh, I live in Idaho. Who doesn't love to shoot or hunt? So yeah. What else? With regards to cleaning your gun, after getting everything ready, have the mindset of making sure that things are within your reach, making sure that you know the situation or the condition of your gun even after you clean it. Is it loaded, or is it half load, or is it totally clean or cleared? So it's important to know that, because sometimes we clean our gun and we tuck it away and we don't know, oh wait a minute, I cleaned my gun. Is it fully loaded, half loaded, or completely cleared? So after I do clean all my guns, they are loaded, and some of them that I don't intend to use, like my Glock 10mm, I only really use it when I go hunting. It's my bear gun. I don't need to have them loaded. That caliber, I don't really care to load up. It's not something I would use in situations where I need a quick reach for a firearm. So yeah, I'm going to pause in a bit after I dismantle this piece of rifle, and I will show you step by step how to clean it. Probably not the professional way of doing it, but I'll show you how plain Jane does it. So hey guys, so the first thing you do is actually take this pin out that goes in. You actually pull it out, and it separates the rear, and then the front one is also the same. You take them out. There you go. So now you have two parts of your rifle. So and you can see all that gunk. You can't see it very much because it's quite dark, but if I look inside, you can tell that it's been fired a lot. So I'm just gonna clean that out and take the pieces all throughout together and then clean them one by one. So what we have here is the trigger assembly part. There's really not a lot of pieces that you can take out. If you're an armorer, probably can do so much more dismantling, but I'm just plain Jane. I just clean whatever is convenient for me, and I don't really have to take it apart to a T, but the major parts, you know. So what I do is I try to clean it. I use the Q-tips for the small parts that I could smell the gunpowder coming out. It's really nasty. It should be a fun thing to do, but it's just scraping the gunk in there. So you can use the cloth to just rub it. I've had this gun since 2016. So I've had it for quite a while. And for this upper receiver, this is where the fun is. You can take the bolts out and all of that groupings in there. You can take them all one by one and you can just really scrub them good. So this is the bolt assembly right here, and it has some pins that you can take apart. So there. So you can actually strip everything off. So this is where the bolt assembly and the springs, you can take them all apart. There's a tiny pin here that you shouldn't lose. I will handle them one at a time because there are small pieces that are very intricate, like that assembly right there. So I'm gonna put that aside right now and handle the major parts and clean them with a rag. You can be intricate in your cleaning, but like I said, this is how plain Jane cleans it. It's just the majority of the cleaning, like just the basic field strip and cleaning. I'm not an armorer, I'm not an expert, so I just want my gun clean as I can, just so that it won't jam. So I'm just gonna give you a run through of how a simple person will clean their rifle. So it's really dirty right now. It's so nasty. I know I can't show you specifically how it looks, but holy cow, it's gonna be interesting to clean this. Right now I just lightly swabbed this part where the trigger assembly is, and look what I found. See, it's not even working through it. So it's gonna be a fun time cleaning this. So that's how it moves, right? But before you do that, there is a pin here that is also difficult to come off. So it's nice to have the right kind of tools. This is like a dental pick that you can pick this pin. It's easy to lose this part, so make sure you take care of this one, because this is responsible for keeping that this bolt action here together. So now that you've taken that pin out, you can easily take the rest of it out. So after taking that small tiny pin, make sure you don't lose it. I'm about to lose it, so I'm gonna take it back. It's where I can see it, so everything's in front of me. So see this pin over here, or this thing over here? I'm gonna clean it as well, so it's really nasty. So you can go to town in this and it'll be so shiny, but right now I'm starting to get nasty. So, oh hi friend. Marty's saying hi. Anyway, so I'm gonna just dismantle all of them and put them away, and then start cleaning them one by one. I had to take my sweater off because it's starting to get hot in here. So Okay, so I finally got these bolt carrier groups. I showed you earlier this tiny little thing that's quite tricky to put on, but if you want to take this out, you have to twist it and pull it. So that's why it took me a while, because can't have nice fingers when you're doing this. So my nails are so little, so it's kind of hard to take them out. So finally, you got everything out. Now it's easier to clean the barrel. So you can see through and through. That's why the snake bore cleaner helps, because you're gonna have to put some cleaning stuff in there and have the bolt cleaner pass through. Like I said, depending on the size. It's really depending on how you want to clean it. There's really like ways to clean it, but I'm sure you'll find your own style of cleaning it. I just like to put this in here. There you go. And then just have this snake go through. This is probably too big of a, so there's so many sizes. I think I got the wrong one, but anyway, that's the whole purpose of the snake bore cleaner. You just push it through. I don't think I have the right size, but you have other options. You have these brushes that you connect. So these guys are interesting. They're like Legos. You just have to connect them, and this is what I use to clean the inside. If the snake bore cleaner doesn't help, you can use these brushes to get in there and clean it. This will take hours. It takes me and my dad hours to really get our rifles cleaned. That's why we call it the cleaning party, because you know, we like to chat and talk while we clean our guns, and I kind of miss that about my dad. After we go shooting, we have a cleaning party. Me and my Uncle Roo, my brother, my dad, we would clean our guns. So you can go through this as many times as you want, as you see fit. I'm not gonna go crazy, but I would like to see all the gunk gone, because you don't want to get jammed. If you have a malfunction, it's because probably you didn't clean it right, or you didn't put it back right. So usually after I put them together, I have my dad check it. So at this time, I don't have my dad. Wade can check it for me if I done it the right way. You know, the guys do it much better than me. I am not a professional, but I would like to just learn the basics. If you own a firearm, you have to also know how to clean it, how to maintain it, not just shooting it. Everything that has to do with your gun. So maintaining is one of them. And if you want to maintain a good weapon, whether it's an inexpensive brand like mine, or a branded firearms, you clean it just the same. At least I do. My goal is to really use this to its maximum capacity. Yeah, so I'm not going to show you every single thing, but you got the idea. Every single part. I was able to clean this earlier, and it's now shiny. It used to be really black and gunky. See, it can get really, really nasty. So if you see this, it used to be this dark, but if you clean it, it can be this nice and sparkly clean, shiny again. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just keep cleaning all this and then put them all together, and then I'm ready. But not quite yet. After you put them together and they're clean, you dry fire it. Like I said, keep the safety, the gun safety rules intact, even if you're just dry firing. In fact, dry firing is said to be where all the accidents happen. Like when you dry fire and you don't notice that there's still ammo in it. So make sure that it's in the safe direction. This gun is pointed towards the lower part of the wall. Outside our window is our backyard. So there's not another room in that direction, so I think that's safe, and everybody is in my back. Like I said, you have to be conscious about where you clean your guns. I first cleaned the trigger assembly. Just like I said, there's really not much to be done here. I just clean through it, use Q-tips and then nooks and cranny, and then the upper receiver where all of the bolts and pins and all that. So remember the bore snake that I was using earlier, it's actually the wrong size. I actually found this. It says M16. It's the same thing, same size as an AR15. So M16, I think it's just the military name for an AR15. So they have a lot of M16s in the Philippines. So anyway, so this is a smaller and less thick snake bore that you can actually go through the barrel. So I just thought I'd let you know that there is a specific size for AR-15. So I will do my best to keep it clean so that during my class this weekend it won't jam. So that's one of the things that I hate about being in a class when you're the stuff that you train with fall apart or they're not working. That means you didn't do your homework. You didn't clean or maintain them, and that's what you need. You need to maintain your things so that you don't waste the 8-hour class that you're getting some classes with other people. You know, it's quite embarrassing and it's a waste of time. People waiting for you, and you don't want that. So make sure you keep your stuff clean and at a working condition. So there. Okay guys, this is the part where it's quite tricky. It's putting them back together. I was able to put the bolt carrier group. It was a bit of a rusty moment for me for a second because I haven't done this in a while. Usually my dad we do this together, but he's not here right now, so I'm gonna have to do this by myself. So the one in the bottom should be flushed, like it. There is a groove inside that should just slide. There's nothing here that you need to push or force. When I was starting to do this, I was getting frustrated, so I kind of jammed things. That's not gonna work. So it has to be placed with a lot of care. So as soon as you put the charging handle here, you just have to be able to smoothly put everything back in and then lock it in place. So bolts in there and all the carrier group and the charging handle. So this is ready to connect with a lower receiver. So as you can see, I've managed to clean well at the best as I can, you know, the best that I can do. A good armor can really tear this apart and clean it like brand new. But like I said, I'm not really a professional, but as much as I can, I just clean it as I could. So anyway, just like how you took it apart, it's the same thing as you put them together. So there's grooves there that connects the upper and lower receiver. So this pin should just easily get in or go into that hole that keeps them together. So they have to be in perfect alignment or they're not gonna. There you go. So I've done this part correctly. It's flushed, and this front part should be flushed if you do it right. Okay, there. Finally, it's flushed now. There you go. gotta cycle it a few times to make sure. Make sure that everything is good to go. Okay, so now it's in fire. Now you've racked it a few times. Let's do another. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, now you put it in safe. And you're ready to go. So there you have it. This is quite a long one, a long process, but it's fun. I love that. I'm able to do this on my own. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of spending a little bit of time I know it's hard. You have your job, you have your family, but if you do have a sport like this, you really have to make time to make sure that they are maintained. You can spend money to have somebody clean it, but there's nothing like cleaning your own weapon. So get out there and try the sport. It's also a fun sport, so you didn't have to be an expensive one. An M&P Sport 2 is a good rifle to start with. So see you at the range. Have a good one. Thanks for staying with me.